Pillars of Excellence is the accreditation and award process for fraternity and sorority life at the University of Alabama at Birmingham. It includes three parts, including compliance, pillars, and awards. The compliance section requires a certificate of insurance and letter of good standing from the organization's international headquarters. It includes the submission of an active member chapter roster, as well as a new member chapter roster to fraternity and sorority life on or before the deadline in both the fall and spring semesters. Please note the organization is only required to submit a new member roster if they accepted new members that semester. Additionally, the FSL compliance section will require the chapter to submit their constitution and bylaws and will require the chapter president to complete the Commitment to Prevent Hazing chapter leadership agreement. The Pillars section will look at the work each chapter is doing in the areas of community, philanthropy and service, scholarship, leadership, and prevention. Some items in these sections will be verified by the fraternity and sorority life staff and will not need to be submitted through the online application. But other sections will be filled out using the Pillars of Excellence submission form located on the fraternity and sorority life page on Engage. Parts of the Pillars section will require some type of evidence to be provided. The specific criteria will be outlined both on the form as well as in the Pillars of Excellence program guide. While most sections will minimally require a description of the event or initiative, photos and additional evidence and documentation are encouraged whenever possible. For a comprehensive description of what should be submitted for each of the pillars, see the Pillars of Excellence program guide on the Fraternity and Sorority Life website. Chapters may submit award nominations in the following categories through the Pillars of Excellence application: Alumnus of the Year, Alumna of the Year, Fraternity Advisor of the Year, Sorority Advisor of the Year, Outstanding Fraternity New Member, Outstanding Sorority New Member, Greek Man of the Year, and Greek Woman of the Year. The remaining chapter awards will be determined based on the pillar submissions for the following categories. The Community Pillar section will be used to determine the award for Outstanding Collaborative Event. The Philanthropy and Service Pillar section will be used to determine the award for Outstanding Service and Philanthropy. The Scholarship Pillar section will be used to determine the award for Outstanding Scholarship Program. The Leadership section will be used to determine the award for Outstanding Leadership Development. And finally, the Prevention section will be used to determine the award for Outstanding Prevention Education. Pillars of Excellence will be reviewed and recognized annually. Submitting materials for the Compliance and Pillars section is mandatory for all active sororities and fraternities. Failure to submit any of the required materials will result in the suspension of student organization recognition and privileges until all materials have been received. The submission process should be completed on Engage by the chapter president or a designee. When completing the Pillars of Excellence application, you will be asked to indicate which sections you intend to submit for in addition to the required FSL compliance section. While the application does not have to be completed all at once, please make sure to complete the application by the first Friday of the spring semester each year. As a reminder, your submission is not complete until you select the blue Submit button on Engage. So how are the Pillars of Excellence scored? The pillars are scored based on a point system, and a status will be determined for each pillar based on the percentage of points received. A status of excellence is determined by a percentage of 90% or higher. A status of achievement is determined by a percentage of 75% to 89%. A status of minimum standard is determined by a percentage of 60% to 74%. Additionally, chapters will receive an overall status of Chapter of Excellence, Chapter of Achievement, or minimum standard based on the same total percentages earned. So what do the statuses mean? Chapter of Excellence status means the chapter is eligible to present for the Council's top chapter award. Chapters who receive this status will also have a letter of accomplishment sent to the chapter's international or national office and will be recognized at the Student Excellence Awards ceremony each spring. Chapters that earn an overall Chapter of Achievement will receive a letter of accomplishment sent to their chapter international or national office, and chapters that meet the minimum standard will receive suggestions for improving programs, documents, and submissions for the following year. Any chapter that does not meet the minimum standard in any area or overall may receive an improvement plan from Fraternity and Sorority Life. This improvement plan will include expectations for the chapter to complete the following year, as well as a letter sent to their international or national organization explaining the improvement plan. Additionally, at the conclusion of the reporting period, each chapter president and advisor will receive an individual report. It is our hope that these reports will assist the chapter in guided development in order to obtain and maintain a status of excellence in each of the pillars of the community. For additional information about the Fraternity and Sorority Life Pillars of Excellence program, check out the Pillars of Excellence program guide located on the Fraternity and Sorority Life website, as well as the Fraternity and Sorority Life Engage page under the Documents section.